In this video, we will discuss regarding FMD, that is foot and mouth disease. It is also called as aphthous fever, and this disease is very prevalent in field condition. And this is occur in cloven-footed animals, like the animals which have the clubbed foot. Those are the cattle, sheep, goat, and swine. This is an acute disease which is highly contagious with febrile condition. That is, this disease is an acute period and which has highly contagious in nature, and the affected animal has high temperature, that is high fever. And this disease is characterized by the lesions of formation of vesicles in mouth and feet of the cattle and sheep, goat, and swine. And this disease is caused by the FMD virus, that is belong to the group of picornavirus group and a genus of aphthous virus. And there are some serotypes are available, and those are OAC, South African type 1, 2, 3, and Asia 1 type. But in India, OAC and Asia 1 are prevalent in India. The incubation period lasts for few hours to few days, and in case of sheep, the incubation period is 3 to 8 days. As we all know, susceptibility, all cloven-footed animals. And this disease can also be seen in elephants and camels. Ingestion of contaminated materials leads to the transmission of a disease, and pathogenesis involved. This virus is an epitheliotropic. That means this virus is capable to attract towards the epithelial cells of the body. This virus invades the epithelial cells where it multiplies, resulting in the vesicle formation and finally causing the focal areas of inflammation. The virus invades the lymph and blood, results in viremia, and it reaches epithelium of other mucous membranes, interdigital space, dorsum of the tongue and gums, where they produce vesicles. And it causes the myocardial degeneration in young cows, and where it will produce particular lesions, and those lesions are specifically have a term that is called as tigroid appearance. Now let us come to the clinical signs. The affected animal has high temperature, that is febrile disease, and vesicles appear on the mouth. Rupture of these vesicles leads to the formation of ulcers, and thereby animal refuses the feed and water. Vesicles on the cleft of the feet, leading to the lameness. And the affected animal shows the drooling of saliva. Grossly, the vesicles on the mucosa of lips, dorsum of tongue, and palate of the cattle, and also the vesicles are seen in the coronate region, udder, and teat region. Lesions are also seen in rumen, reticulum, and omasum. Hemorrhage and diffuse edema in the mucosa of the abomasum and small intestine, and the tigroid heart is the pathognomical lesion. That is, death may be due to gastroenteritis and myocardial lesions in the young cows. Tigroid heart is nothing but the heart of young cows has the myocardial lesions, and those lesions result in the term that is tigroid heart. And in case of sheep, the oral lesions appear on the dental pad only. And the microscopic lesions include vacuoles appear in the cells of epithelium with eosinophilic cytoplasm, and pycnotic nuclei. The nuclei become reduced in size, and these small vesicles combine each other to form a large one, and the epithelium gets detached. Hyaline degeneration and necrosis of myocardial fibers, And sometimes this degeneration and necrosis of the skeletal muscles can also be happen, and that lesion is known as tigroid heart appearance. Tigroid heart appearance is nothing but hyaline degeneration and necrosis of myocardial fibers in the affected young calves. FMD affected young calves are called as tigroid heart appearance. And there may be secondary bacterial infections. They produce osteomyelitis and suppurative arthritis. The affected animals show the secondary effects like mastitis, anemia, disturbance in the sexual function. This is because of a damage of endocrine system, especially the thyroid gland damage, and diabetes, overgrowth of hairs, and the cardiac disturbance will be there, and panting, dyspnea, delayed in growth of young animals. Important sequelae of the FMD is infertility and decreased production. It is probably due to endocrine damage, especially the thyroid gland. It can be diagnosed by clinical signs and lesions by using complement fixation test and virus isolation and polymerase chain reaction to identify the virus. In this FMD, you have to and remember the few points that FMD is an acute disease which is highly contagious in nature. The affected animal shows a high fever, and the virus which caused the FMD is FMD virus itself, and it belongs to the picorna virus groups of genus aphthous virus. And there are four serotypes which were prevalent in India. Those are OAC and ACA1 type. And this disease is only occur in the cloven-footed animals, which mean those animals which have club-footed foot. This disease is not occur in horses. And the virus is epitheliotropic, so the vesicles are found in the epithelial mucous membrane. And the most pathognomic microscopic lesion is the necrosis and degeneration of myocardial fibers, and that lesion is called as a tigroid appearance of heart. That is in case of affected young calves, and those points needs to be remembered. That will be important from the examination point. And in case of FMD affected animal, the important sequelae is the infertility or decreased in production. That may be probably due to the damage to endocrine glands, especially the thyroid gland damage. This is about the FMD. In next video we will discuss the reindeer pest